Hello, everybody. It is Skip Clark from 92.1 The Wolf here in Syracuse, and all part of the Inner Harbor Media Group. And the big event coming up this weekend in Albany. We're all excited about this. If you have never been to the PBR, the Professional Bull Riders, to watch them compete in the show they put on, it's phenomenal. I am in the presence of Jack Holmberg. He is the VP of competition with the PBR. And Jack, for listeners who might not know the behind the scenes magic of PBR, what do you actually do, first of all?
So yeah, you mentioned run the competition department, which in the PBR we basically line out all the riders, all the bulls and the stock contractors, kind of govern the rules. It's a pretty broad job, but we do all the appearances and the point system audits and the money and just kind of A to B from the event starting all the way till it's over.
That's cool. Now, where are you right now? You set off the air. You're in Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas, at the PBR offices. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you won't be making the trip to Albany, and it's going to be cold. I mean, does that affect with the riders? Or a lot of these riders are from they're from all over the country, obviously, but Colorado and where they're kind of used to the cold, maybe.
Right. It doesn't so much, just being that most of our events are indoors, so they get it pretty good there. But yeah, it definitely every once in a while it'll create some travel issues. A lot of flights canceled or things like that. So some weeks turn into a mad scramble to try to help guys out and do an alternate route and all those types of things.
Yeah, you've been doing this for over a decade. What got you first involved in the PBR, the world of bull riding? Were you a bull rider?
No, I rode when I was a little kid. I just rode sheep and steers, and when I got into high school, I loved baseball and football so much I just kind of fell away from it. But I've been around it. Our family, we had horses and cattle and stuff. I just never rode bulls. Just messing around.
But you're doing, you got to love watching it. I mean, I've seen it. I've watched it. I've watched, on the television. I watch what goes on in Vegas every year. I mean, it's huge. It's huge, no doubt. And then now it's coming to Albany. In Albany, I can tell you this. I have friends that are there. It's just a couple hours from where we are in Syracuse, but they're all fired up for this PBR event. They are. They're all fired up. What makes this stop special from a competition and fan experience standpoint?
Yeah, so this will be the seventh time we've been in Albany and the fourth year in a row here. We've got a great list of guys coming. Former Rookie of the Year, Eli Vassbinder will be there.
Wow.
A world champion, actually, increments. He's going to be there. And then we've got some names like Ezekiel Mitchell, Grayson Cole, and Trey Holston that fans will recognize. So there's going to be some great riders and some great bulls, and they're going to bring energy this weekend for sure.
Mm-hmm. There is. It's a unique energy is the way I look at it. But it's not only the riders and some of the champions that'll be there, but you get the music, the pyros, and of course the athletes, which are the bull riders, and of course the bulls. I mean,
right.
That's kind of crazy. Tell us what is maybe it's kind of a crazy question, but a bull is big. What do they weigh?
The average PBR bull is about 1,800 to 2,000 pounds.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So when you do the math with a 150-pound rider and a 1,800-pound animal, yep.
That's kind of why I was asking. Yeah.
Yep. No, wow, these riders are incredible. They're the toughest athletes in the world. The things they go through and just how mentally tough they are. It's very impressive when you break it down that way. So,
What's one thing that fans in Albany should keep their eyes on this weekend? Is it one of the bull riders? Is it a bull? Is it a certain matchup? What should we be watching for?
Yeah, so this Velocity Tour, we've got, like I mentioned, some of those riders. Eli Vassbinder, Ed and I, Ezekiel Mitchell, Grayson, and Trey. There's among others. It's a huge opportunity. The winner of this event will get an invite to Madison Square Garden. And I think it's the first week of January. So every event's so critical in the grand scheme of the season, and that invite's a huge opportunity. And then just every 2 weeks, there's a cut. So the top five in the standings will get on the premier level on those during those cuts. So it's of utmost importance to perform well at every event. So
Wow. What's the money like for this for the riders? Let's say who picks they get a huge check at the end.
yeah, so here we're gonna have there's $20,000 put up. So
Nice.
there's and we pay in every round and in the average. So
Mhm.
the rider who has the best aggregate score at the end of the three rounds is gonna be our event champion. So
Oh, that's cool. Tell us. I know under your leadership, you have this new point system. And can
mhm.
you tell us a little bit how that works? You're shifting from, I did a little homework here, the quarter point increments to 10th point increments. And why did you make that change?
So yeah, for the last number of years, we've actually scored rides in half point increments. And this year, we didn't want to we didn't want to reinvent how rides are scored. We just
Mhm.
wanted to kind of refine it and give the judges the ability to be a little bit more precise. When we broke down the data of about 16,000 rides, there was really about 80% of the rides were all kind of within uh, a three,
Very
basically,
close.
yeah, between 21 to
Mhm.
22. So it was just you basically only have three buckets to score from. So now they can break it down and find those real differences between the performance and place them accordingly instead of being limited in what they can do. So it's exciting. This will be the second event. We debuted it last week in St. Louis.
Okay.
Um, so this will be the second event, and everything went great. So excited to see how that plays out this year.
So apparently the bull riders and everybody involved, they're kind of embracing your new system, which is cool.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
and it's not a total foreign concept. There's a lot of other like the ABBI, it's the Buck and Bull Registry. They judge on a 10th point system as well. So it's new to us, but it's not a totally new concept, and it presents a little differently, and it takes a little getting used to. But it's a good change. I think it's going to benefit everybody. So
I love that. So, for fans that might not understand how important the scoring precision is, how would you explain the difference this change makes in a typical ride?
well, the one thing, and a tie can still happen, but this will limit the tie, like splitting around between two guys. Now it's since it's more precise, they can break down and find a clear winner out of two efforts. So that's one way that it does it, and then it kind of fans can also kind of look and just once if you're kind of new to the sport, you can watch and just kind of see how the numbers are coming in and it makes it kind of fun because you can break them down yourself a little bit, and it just makes a little bit more sense to how to score on your own too. So
Yeah, that's kind of why I was asking. I mean, how does if I'm watching somebody ride? I mean, how does that scoring work? Is it how long you stay on the bull, um, like that, or what are you looking for? What do the judges look for, or how does that get scored?
yeah, so basically, yeah, 8 seconds is the criteria. So you got to ride them for
Okay.
8, or you get a no score. So that's the first thing, and then basically it starts with the bull score. So basically, they're looking at 5 criterias of the bull. So you're looking at buck, kick, direction change, intensity, and then degree of difficulty.
Wow,
So and then each of those categories, and the judges are incredible. They do all this in their head, but that's you
it's
know you
amazing.
you basically mark those 5 categories 1 through 5 for a total of 25 points, and then that's half the score, and then your other half goes to the rider. So with the rider, you're looking at how in control they are. Are they kind of out of shape? Are they staying in the middle? Are they exposing themselves a little bit? So there's all that comes into it, and basically each judge marks the ride 1 through 50, and then you add those up for your total score.
That's
So
amazing. I had no idea. Had
yeah,
no idea. So does the rider he controls which way the bull turns, or
no, no, no.
the bull's on his own, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's just how in sorry, I might have said that wrong, but just how in control he is of the
Yeah.
situation, basically. Yep.
Wow. Wow. And maybe a lot of people or a lot of fans that might be going to the show don't realize that these riders are athletes. I mean, they go through a routine. They need to work out. They need to be strong, and they need to stay on that bull for at least 8 seconds, and then the scoring begins. So that's pretty incredible when you think about it. I think all of us that maybe we just look at it. Yeah, he's riding a bull, but that, being an athlete plays a big part in that. But the bulls have to be strong too, correct?
Oh yeah. Yep, and it's not just cowboys going out there anymore. They're all cowboys, but they spend a lot of time in the gym. They watch what they eat. They get after it all week. So they're athletes. There's no doubt about that.
Mhm. Now, I'm sure you've been out to these shows, obviously being who you are and what you do, being the VP, but you've seen probably thousands of these shows or rides. Without playing favorites, is there a ride or a moment that's actually stuck with you?
For me, I've seen some pretty cool stuff. I think, well, one of the moments that sticks with me actually is a rider that's going to be in Albany. It was Eli Vassbinder at the World
Okay.
Finals a couple years ago.
Mhm.
He won the Rookie of the Year, but he was beat to hell. I think he had broken ribs, something with his knees. Like he was beaten to a pulp, and he just kept getting on, and he had a great finals. I can't remember off the top of my head where he placed, but he placed high in the average, and it just showed how tough that guy is, and that was one of the moments that stands out overall. But then from a ride standpoint, I was lucky enough to be right there when Jose Vitor Lemi broke the ride score record.
Wow.
And I mean, that bull was, his front feet were 6 foot off the ground. It was incredible in the speed
Holy.
and power. And yeah, when you see it live, it definitely gives you a new respect for these guys, because the speed and power and intensity of the situation
How exciting.
it's incredible. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
How do they pick a bull? What do you look for if you want a bull? How does
So
all that happen?
basically, to keep everything fair, we get a bull list from our livestock director, and then we get however many riders we have. This week there'll be 35, and then they're all just on a list. And then we have a computerized system that random draws everything, so it's just a full random draw. There's no picking. In the short rounds, there are some scenarios where we'll do a draft, and that's just based on your aggregate score. So if you have the best aggregate score, you get the first pick in the draft in the short round. So that's the benefit of riding your bulls, because then you get better odds of riding one in the short round. So
Yeah. You have two shows this weekend, correct?
we are in Albany, and we are also in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay, but Albany only one night, one day?
Albany,
I think it's Friday and Saturday.
yeah, 12th and 13th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So it's like tomorrow and Saturday, which is going to be very exciting. And tell us why we should go to the show.
Well, I think I said it, or you said it too. The energy of these shows, and just seeing what these guys do live, and the speed and the power. And then we've got great music going all night. We've got pyro. It's just a good time, and
It's an event.
yep, it's an event. So it's
Huge.
not just it's an edge of your seat action from start to finish. So
God,
it'll be
it
great.
sounds like so much fun. If you have never been to a show, and I've been to one, and I want to go again, and this is a great opportunity to make the drive, go up to the show. It's in Albany coming up this weekend. Very exciting stuff. Like I said, it's an event. Plus, you're going to see the athletes. You're going to see the bulls. You're going to learn how they get scored, which we just talked about. It's information I didn't know. Now you know. So you know what? I just want to say thanks for taking the time. Hanging out with us here and telling us a little bit about the show coming up this weekend. And you're not going to be there, but we look forward to seeing the rest of the crew there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And stay warm, my friend.
All right, you as well.
And when you told me before, I said, I asked where you were, and you're telling me Texas. And I said, dude, if I was to look outside my door right now, you would not want to be here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold. Stay well, my friend. Have a great holiday, and we look forward to a great show this weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Take it easy now.